uncontrollable grief at the decease of the late Grand Duke. And ebullient joy at the accession of his successor. I am his successor. Permit me to present to you my Grand Duchess.
Your Grand Duchess? Oh, Your Highness. Oh, old frog. A recent appointment, probably?
Yes, sir. We were married only half an hour ago.
Exactly. I thought she seemed new to the position.
Ma'am, I don't know who you are, but I flatter myself that I can do justice to any part on the very shortest notice.
Oh, my dear, under the circumstances, you are doing admirably. And you will improve with practice. It's not easy to be a lady when one isn't born into it.
Am I to stand this? Am I not to be allowed to put her to pieces?
No, it isn't Greek. Be a violet, I beg.
And now, tell me about this distressing circumstance. How did the Grand Duke die?
He perished nobly in a statutory duel.
In a statutory duel? But that's only a civil death, and the act expires tonight, and he will come to life again.
Well, no. Anxious to inaugurate my reign by conferring some inestimable boon on my people, I signalized this occasion by reviving the act for another 100 years.
Another 100 years? But am I to understand that you, having taken upon yourself all Rudolph's responsibilities, will occupy the Grand Ducal throne for the ensuing century?
If I should live so long.
Oh, set the merry joy bells ringing! Let us rejoice today as we never rejoiced again!
Excuse me, I don't think I quite understand.
When you killed Rudolph, you adopted all his overwhelming responsibilities. Know then that I, Caroline von Krakenfeldt, am the most overwhelming of them all.
No, I've just been married to somebody else.
Yes, ma'am, to somebody else, ma'am. Do you understand me? To somebody else.
Do keep this woman quiet. She fidgets me.
Fidgets you? Oh, do you expect me to give up a magnificent part without a struggle? Huh?
She has the law on her side. Let us both bear this calamity with resignation.
Oh!
If you must struggle, go away and struggle in the seclusion of your chamber.
Now me to the wedding we go, so that some of the chariot tears. No calling, no reluctance, we shall mark on American tears. No jewel, his emotion may flow in the form of impetuous tears. To the wedding we legally go, so summon, so soak in the chariot tears.
To the wedding we legally go, so summon, so soak in the chariot tears.
better if you just bit a pill. When your legs are as thin as dividers, and you're plagued with unruly insiders, and your spine is all creepy with spiders, and you're highly damaged in the gill. Gotta be alive in your head, and a sewing machine in each ear, and you feel that you eat in your bed, and you've got a bad headache down here. When such facts are about and those symptoms you find in your body all around, it's a shame you look out, you may make up your mind. You better lie down. Go at once and lie. When your lips are all smeary like tallow, and your tongue is decidedly yellow, with a pint of warm oil in your swallow, and a pound of tin tacks in your chest, when you're down in the mouth of the vapors, and all over your walls for papers, black beetles are cutting their capers, and crawly things never at rest. Crawly things are when you doubt if your head is your own, and you jump when it opens or slams, then you've gone to a state which is known to the medical world as ginger. With such symptoms you find in your body or head that are easy to quell, you may make up your mind you're much better in bed, but you're not at all well. No, you're not at all well, not at all. This is perfectly frightful. What's to be done? I don't know. I've got to keep cool and think. But you can't keep cool when your veins are full of soda water and your brain is fizzing like a fireworks and all your faculties are jumbled in a perfect whirlpool of tumblification. I'm going to be very ill. I know I am. I've been living too low, and I'm going to be very ill indeed.
Oh, it's no use. I can't stand it any longer. I must gratify my urgent desire to know what's going on. What's this? Surely I see a wedding procession winding down the hill. Dressed in my Troilus and Cressida costumes? Oh, this is Ludwig's doing. Do I see how it is? He's found the time and heavy on his hands, and he's amusing himself by getting married to Lisa. No, it can't be Lisa, for here she is. One would think she'd seen a ghost. But if he's not marrying Lisa, whom is he marrying? Julia. I see it all. Oh, the scoundrel. He's had to adopt all my responsibilities and has shabbily taken advantage of the situation by getting married to the girl that I'm engaged to. But no, it can't be Julia, for here she is.
I've made up my mind. I won't stand it. I'll send in my notice at once.
Oh, Julia, what a relief.
Oh, my God in himmel.
Oh, you are still true to me. Don't run away. Oh, listen to me.
But you're with me, Inspector. What are you doing out of your tomb at this time of day,
I do wish I could make you girls understand that I'm only technically dead. And that physically, I'm as much alive as ever I was in my life.
Oh, but it's an awful thing to be haunted by a technical bogey.
Well, you won't be haunted much longer. The law is on its last legs, and in a few hours I shall come to life again and claim my darling as my blushing bride.
Oh, then you haven't heard.
Heard? I've heard nothing, my love. How could I? There are no daily papers in these parts.
You mean you don't know that Ludwig challenged Rudolph to a statutory duel and won, and now he's Grand Duke, and he's revived the law for another century?
What? Oh, surely you're joking. You're not serious.
Oh, my good friend, I am a light-hearted girl, but I don't chop boogies.
That's the meanest dodge I ever heard of.
Shabby trick, I call it.
But you don't mean to say that you're going to call the whole thing off?
I really can't afford to wait until your time is up. You know, I've always disapproved of long engagements.
Go then defy the law and marry me now.
No! These legal technicalities cannot be defied. Situated as you are, you have no power to make me your wife. At best, you could only make me your widow.
Then be my widow, my little, dainty, winning, winsome widow.
Oh, now what would be the good of that? By your goose, I would marry again within a month.
The light that's lingering ever has faded into. You cannot neglect or remember a voice from the tomb that stands supernatural diction to act as a solemn restriction, although by a mere legal fiction of war. Prince of Monte Carlo,
from Mediterranean water,
has come here to bestow on you his
beautiful daughter.
They paid all they owe,
As every stage promoter,
that Prince of Monte Carlo,
and his beautiful daughter.
beautiful I have a plan. I'll tell you all the plot in it. He wants formality. He shall have a lot of it. Conceal yourselves. And when I give the cue, spring out on him. You all know what to do.
We rigged out in magnificent array. Our own clothes are so much superior in costumes which we hired by the day from a very well-known court costumer.
I am a very well-known costumer.
Prince, talk rich to make a show. That's a rule which never varies. So we engage from the theatre on a come six supernumeraries.
We're supernumeraries. And the scouring events by 3 quarters of expense. Still supernumeraries. 6 supernumeraries.
Well, my dear, here we are at last. Just in time to compel Grand Rudolph to fulfill the terms of his marriage contract. Oh, another hour and we should have been too late.
Yes, and if you hadn't discovered a means of making an income by honest industry, we should never have got here at all.
Very true, my love, very true. For the last 2 years, within the precincts of my palace, by an obdurate bootmaker who held a warrant for my arrest, I devoted my enforced leisure to a study of the doctrine of chances. Now, this led to the discovery of a singularly fascinating little round game, which I have called roulette, and by which, in one sitting, I won no less than 5,000 francs. Oh, yes. My first act was to pay my bootmaker. My second, to engage a good, useful working set of second-hand nobles. And my third, to hurry you off to Pfennig and Pfennig as fast as a Deluxe could carry us.
Yes, and a pretty job lot of second-hand nobles you've scraped together.
Well, they are not wholly satisfactory, my darling, but there is a certain air of
eating a Pfennig a day.
Oh, now who's this with his moustache falling off?
Were you the Red Councilman Tony, eh?
Blessed if I know. It's round here somewhere. Yes, the discount mean tone.
Mamma mia, why don't you say so? Only yourself up. You ain't cleaning up after horses or no more.
Now, once and for all, you fears, when His Highness arrives, don't simply stand there like sticks, but appear to take an intelligent and sympathetic interest in what is going on, yes? Now, you needn't say anything, but let your gestures be in accordance with the spirit of the conversation. Now, take the word from me. Affability. Submission. Surprise. Shame. Grief. Joy. Yes, that's better. Better. You really put your minds to it. Yes, all right. That's lovely, thank you.
Well, where in the world is the court?
Oh, my dear, you must remember that we have taken the Grand Duke somewhat by surprise. Really?
Wow, I'm sure there's someone in that doorway. I saw a movement.
Princess of Monte Carlo. Does that not convey any idea to the Grand Ducal mind?
Nothing definite.
Really? It's quite strange. Try again. This is the daughter of the Prince of Monte Carlo. Now do you follow?
No, not yet. Go on, don't give up. I dare say it will come presently.
This is very, very odd. Try again. Yes. All right. 20 years ago, little diddle-doddle. 2 little diddle-doddles. Happy father, hers and yours. Proud mother, yours and hers. Now you begin to follow. I see you do.
There's nothing more annoying than to feel you're not up to the intellectual pressure of the conversation. I wish you'd say something intelligible.
You didn't expect me.
Oh, I got that. No, I did not expect you.
No, I thought not. At last I have escaped from my enforced restraint. No. You misunderstand me. I mean, I have paid off my debts. And how do you think I did it? Through the medium of roulette.
Now you're getting obscure again.
Oh, it's a little invention, all my own. The simplest thing in the world, really. And it comes just in time to supply a distinct and long-felt want. Listen, and I'll tell you all about it. Take my advice when deep in debt, set up a bank and play roulette. At once distrust you surely love, and brook the pigeon and the gull. The bird will stake his every crank in wild attempt to break the bank. But you may stake your life and limit the bank and end by breaking him. Alors encore, Grazyna, on lui donne la chalette. Hola. Se passe, le bon se casse, rien n'oublie. Le 17 ans, un verre et manque, hola, vive la banque. For every time the more you spin, the bank is bound to win. For every time the more you spin, the bank is bound to win. A cosmic game is this roulette, the little balls are too coquette, a maiden coy who numbers move from 6 and 30. Of all complexions, who could lack, for some are red and some are black, and some must be extremely green, for half of them are not 19. Not so cold, so yet, when we go over the chalet, voilà. Ça roule, le temps s'écoule, rien à oublier. Le toit rouge en perd et passe, tranquillity on de la classe. The more safe when you begin, the bank is bound to win. The more safe when you begin, the bank is bound to win. Our little balls are flirting red. She flirts with black, she flirts with red. From this to that she hops about, and back to this as if in doubt. To call the thoughtless were unkind, the child is making up her mind. For all the world, like all the rest, which prétendant will pay the best. Un autre encore, sans billet, pour lui pour le chalet. Voilà. Qui pète vie, autant sa vie, garde sa vie. Rien à vue. Tra-la-la-la, le double zero. Quelli tourner no zero. Per at last the ball puts in, the bank is bound to win. Per at last the ball puts in, the bank is bound to
Capital game. Haven't Halbpfennig left?
Pretty little boy, isn't it? See another turn.
Oh, no, thank you. I should only be robbing you.
Oh, do, dearest. It's such fun.
You awkward little hussy!
Hold on. You mustn't do that, my dear. Never in the presence of the Grand Duchess. Duchess.
He's got Grand Duchess.
A Grand Duchess? My good girl, I've got 3 Grand Duchesses.
3 Grand Duchesses? But let us understand one another. Am I not addressing the Grand Duke Rudolph?
Oh, not at all. You're addressing another kind of Grand Duke altogether.
This comes of not asking the way. We've mistaken the turning and ended up in the wrong Grand Duchy.
Where in the world are we? And who the deuce is this gentleman?
He's the gentleman I nearly married yesterday.
He's the gentleman I married this morning.
He's the gentleman I married this afternoon.
Oh, Papa, let us go. This is not a respectable court.
All these Grand Dukes have their petty little follies. And this potentate appears to be collecting wives. It's a pretty little hobby, I should say. I'm collecting a few myself. Now, this specimen, for example, an antique, I should say, from the early Merovingian period.
But if this is not Rudolph, where in the world is he?
No, the real question is, where out of the world is he?
What do you mean?
The Grand Duke died yesterday.
What?
How?
Oh, he was quite sudden. A cardiac affection.
Cardiac
Affection?
Yes, a pack of cardiac affection. He fought the statutory duel and lost, and I took over all his engagements, including this imperfectly preserved old woman. He has been engaged for the last 3 weeks.
3 weeks? But I've been engaged to him for the past 20 years.
20 years?
It's all right, my love. They simply can't comprehend it. He's yours. Take him and hold him as tight as you can.
My own!
Oh, here's the 4th in 4 and 20 hours.
I'm very sorry for you all, but I have a prior claim. Come, there's not a moment to be lost.
This may not be frustrated by your plans. Prepare a lost decree. The law forbids the bans. The law forbids the bans. The law forbids the bans. Well, you're a pretty kind of fellow, thus my life to shatter, oh, my little store of gold and silver, recklessly you scatter, oh, you guzzle and you gormandize all day with cup and platter, oh, and eat my food and drink my wine, especially the latter, oh. But when compared with other crimes for which I had out battered, oh, the spirit Jiminy kind of a lily scarcely seems to matter, oh. My dainty bride, my bridal let you wheedle
revive the act in face of the fact I have revived it.
You didn't revive it. You couldn't revive it. You were an imposter, sir. You never were, and in all human possibility, never could be the Grand Duke of Pfennig anything. What? Never!
That's absurd. I fought a statutory duel with the Grand Duke and won. He drew a king, and I drew an ace. So, if that's settled...
It is not, sir. I mean, you can't have it because he told me I can't.
Well, as a matter of fact, there's been a little mistake here. With reference to the act that regulates statutory duels, I find that ace shall invariably count as lowest.
Lowest.
Well, Julia, as it seems the act hasn't been revived, and I shall come to life in approximately 3 minutes.
I lift all objection. But at least promise me you'll give me some strong scenes of justifiable jealousy.
Julia Jellicoe, I promise to do my level best.
Am I to understand that all this time I've been a dead man without knowing it? And that I am married to no one at all?
And that I married a dead man without knowing it?
And that I was on the point of marrying a dead man without knowing it? Oh, my love! What a narrow escape I've had!
So, you're the Princess of Monte Carlo. Well, you've come just in time. Oh, what a pretty little thing you are, though poor as a rat.
Pardon me, there you mistake. Accept her dowry with a father's blessing.
What's this?
This is my little...
Wheel of Fortune!
This is all very well, but what's to become of me? If you're a dead man...
But I'm not! Time's up! The act has expired. I've come to life again. And as the parson is still in attendance, come, we shall all be married.